What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video, and today we're doing the first of the realistic rebuild series on the channel. So we're doing the Arizona Cardinals. Should be a fun team. They made some pretty big moves with extending Budda Baker long-term, making him the highest paid safety in NFL history. DeAndre Hopkins was traded for, David Johnson, and I believe a second-round pick went to the Texans in order for Hopkins to join the Cardinals, and what an addition to that offense he's going to be. This rebuild is going to be all about development. We'll go ahead, we'll look at the roster, we'll show you guys everything. Should be a fun one. This video is sponsored by Raycon. The everyday E25 earbuds are my choice of earbuds whenever I go anywhere. It's actually kind of funny when I take these out because they have noise isolation on, so it's kind of funny. It's difficult to hear myself when I speak, but they're so comfortable. I love the way they feel. Some of your favorite celebrities like J.R. Smith, you know, use these. They love them, and I do as well. Again, whenever I'm going anywhere, this is my choice of earbud. They are fantastic, so comfortable. I love how I can choose whatever color I want, and I am rocking blue here. Feels like it kind of fits with my overall theme, so can't recommend Raycon and the everyday E25 earbuds highly enough. You got to make sure to go to buyraycon.com/Bengal. You get a nice little discount. They're, you know, half the price, and they sound just as good as other earbuds on the market. So again, 10 out of 10 review. Can't recommend these things highly enough. Go ahead to buyraycon.com and get yourself a pair of your own. So thank you to Raycon for sponsoring the video, and let's go ahead and go over this team. So one of the biggest differentiators between one of the fantasy rebuilds I do on the channel and these realistic rebuilds is that normally I might trade an older player with a bigger contract. Like, I think Marcus Gilbert's a pretty good example here. He's 32 years old, probably not in the long-term future of this team, based on him only being a 75 overall. And if you look at his contract, he's only on a one-year deal. So even though that contract's not too big, he'd be someone I'd be looking to get rid of because got to trade him now before he's no longer valuable. But because this is a realistic rebuild, that's just not something that would happen. Larry Fitzgerald might have been someone I would look to trade in the past. I think Chandler Jones previously would have fit that bill because he was a lower overall. He's finally bumped up to a 95, which is, I think, where he probably belongs. And I think the biggest player we need to look out for in this rebuild is going to be Isaiah Simmons. He's going to be the face of this team, face of this defense. He is 6'4", 240, and he can run 4.38, 93 speed on him. I think he ran 4.38, 78 overall. He's going to have star or better development. Isaiah Simmons should be a monster. Now, the one thing for us is going to be, where do we even play him? Budda Baker could definitely play free safety, so you might move him over. Jalen Thompson is not too bad, to be fair. Nice man coverage on him, but I'm not sure he's the one. Another option for us is by moving Isaiah Simmons to linebacker, we could improve what he brings to the team. So no Jordan Hicks in the long-term future probably, but he's going to play this year. Devondre Campbell, same deal. Devon Kennard, same deal. And even the defensive line is pretty bad. I like the team in real life for the future. I was a big Zach Allen guy. He impressed me a lot at Boston College. Corey Peters is on here. Jordan Phillips was a high pick by the Dolphins a few years ago. I want to say, I guess even more than that. I think he was even on the Bills of late. I think he's moved around a little bit. But he's a decent player. Nothing exceptional. Secondary is pretty good. Byron Murphy's a stud. Patrick Peterson has been great for a long time. Probably even a little bit disrespected with his overall only being an 88. But our options are move Budda Baker to free safety and keep Isaiah Simmons at strong safety, or keep Budda Baker at strong safety and move Isaiah Simmons to middle linebacker. What we could do as well is make Isaiah Simmons our starting free safety and also our sub linebacker, which would lead to him playing quite a bit. So I think I'm actually going to do that. So what's going to happen now is he will play free safety in a number of different packages, but also when it comes time for him to play linebacker, he's going to be the main guy that we go to. So things look a little bit better. Jordan Phillips definitely don't want to be a rush, and Hassan Reddick's on this team as well. I liked him a lot at Temple, a versatile guy who just really hasn't found it in the NFL so far. He's decent. He just hasn't really ascended to that level that you thought maybe he could reach. So I want to find a spot for him. I'm just not really sure where it would be. A lot of versatility on this defense. Budda Baker exemplifies that. Isaiah Simmons exemplifies that. Hassan Reddick is someone that also could play a number of different roles for us, and I think he will. What do I want him to do? He's still young enough, 25 years old. I want him to start. Who does he play over, though? That's the question. And the answer is he's going to move down to right end. In simulation, it's kind of odd where, like, the 3-4 right end basically acts as an edge. So Chase Young, for example, is listed at right end, even though even though football team is in a 3-4 now. He's listed at right end. So Chandler Jones is going to go ahead and play that position for us, and we'll just move some guys over. We didn't talk a lot about this offense, though. I think, barely, if at all. And there are some really good players on this team. DeAndre Hopkins, stud, obviously. Larry Fitzgerald is, I think undoubtedly the best Cardinals player of all time. I think that's pretty well agreed upon, or if it's not, it should be. Larry Fitz is a beast, has been for a long time, just doesn't drop the ball. I think he has more tackles in his career than drops. Pretty wild stat there. Andy Isabella has a lot of speed, could line up in the slot for us. Christian Kirk probably will be that guy for us, though, in year one. Kenyon Drake had a lot of really good games for the Cardinals last year since being traded from the Dolphins. Chase Edmonds in there as well. I like Eno Benjamin quite a bit. We'll see where he lines up, maybe even above Chase Edmonds at some point. And there's not a ton else to talk about. This team brought in Max Williams. Lamont Gaillard is pretty solid. He was, I think, the starting center at Georgia, and then I want to say he was a 7th-round draft pick or went undrafted and worked his way into a starting role. I want to say he was a 7th-round pick, and he's actually really good at Georgia, so it was good to see him, 6th-round pick. It was good to see him actually work his way into the starting role, because probably well-deserved from the start anyway. Now I'm going to simulate to the midseason mark, see how this team's doing. And the answer was not too well. 2-5 at the midseason mark, not where you want to be. Where are we ranked for everything? 25th offensively, and I mean that's bad. And 18th defensively. I wonder why our offense is so bad. A little peculiar, but we do have to go ahead and import our draft class. The realistic rebuilds, as I said, are going to use actual draft classes. I want to say I started to get into it and maybe forgot. Maybe I didn't. I was talking about the biggest differentiator with these realistic rebuilds, and I feel like it's using the actual draft class that I made. And yeah, like I don't remember all the ratings that I have. I know how I rank these guys in real life based off of their play. There are some issues with the colleges loading in, like Alex Leatherwood is from Alabama, yet the game doesn't have it actually in there for some reason, even though I input it. So it's more about the content. So it's like, oh man, you already know the overalls and development traits. Although I do forget a lot of the development traits in there. It's like, yeah, but we're not going to draft the same guy every single rebuild, just because, oh man, Trevor Lawrence is really good. He's the only quarterback I'm ever going to take. We're going to mix it up for the sake of the video every so often. I am going to turn on auto scouting just so we have that taken care of so I can simulate. And we'll go ahead and simulate now to the playoffs after offering some guys some contract extensions if I choose to do so. We're looking at Patrick Peterson, Larry Fitz, Kenyon Drake, Marcus Gilbert in there, Hassan Reddick. What do I want to do? Kenyon Drake, I think, should be in the long-term future for the right price. He's not particularly expensive. I would be totally fine with offering him this. This is not a bad contract. Wants a bigger bonus, I'll consider it. Larry Fitz, it's great and all that he's still here, still playing, wants a contract extension. You, my friend, are 37 years old. Go be on, Good Morning NFL or whatever that dumb show is. You're not going to play football at 38 on this team. He's going to be like a 74 overall. I can't do it. Patrick Peterson, I'd give a 1 or 2 year deal to. Maybe even a 3-year deal, although I think he's going to go down in overall quite a bit. So I'm comfortable offering him a 2-year deal. Patrick Peterson is back. I'm not really worried about Andy Lee. He's a good punter, but I'm not worried about it. Marcus Gilbert could be good. Not too expensive for a tackle. His overall probably will dip a little bit, but for a 1-year deal, again, that's just not too bad. So Marcus Gilbert's back. Hassan Reddick, another one. I'm not sure if I want to bring him back or not. He's not super expensive, but I wonder what the ceiling is on him. So maybe we'll take the money down since we offered him a longer contract. He wants more money. I'm not sure about Hassan Reddick yet. We'll have to see what he does in the offseason. Maybe he goes up in development trade. I'd be more likely to offer him a bigger contract. But we're going to simulate now to the playoffs. Doesn't look like we're going to make them, unfortunately. did not make the playoffs. Finished 7-9, so we turned it around. The NFC West was highly competitive. Finished as the 14th best offense in the NFL. 22nd defense, so the defense has got to be upgraded and changed around. Kyler Murray, pretty good year. Touchdowns aren't quite there, but the passing yards for sure are exactly 4,500. Kenyon Drake wasn't all that good. Receiving, DeAndre Hopkins was amazing. Had almost 1,600 yards and 107 catches, 14 touchdowns. Larry Fitz, no touchdowns on the season. Say it ain't so, Larry Fitz. Defensively, Jordan Hicks had a really good year. Isaiah Simmons really didn't play as well or as much as I thought he would. That's a little bit disappointing. He had no sacks or no picks. He's probably going to get moved to middle linebacker. Chandler Jones, 12.5 sacks. Good year for him. Hassan Reddick got 6. Interceptions, 4 for Jordan Hicks, led the team. 3 for Budda Baker, Patrick Peterson, and Byron Murphy. But we're going to change the defense around a little bit. Clearly, whatever we didn't work. It's Drew Brees wins MVP. Kyler Murray at 4, despite the lack of touchdowns. And there, Drew Brees wins Offensive Player of the Year. Kyler Murray at 2. We didn't even see his rushing yards, or I didn't even notice them. Jordan Hicks at 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. Shaq Thompson wins it. No other Cardinals. Offensive Rookie of the Year is CeeDee Lamb. Eno Benjamin at 4. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Chase Young. Isaiah Simmons at 8. I mean, we lost an opportunity. I should have started him at middle linebacker and just said, screw Jordan Hicks or Devondre Campbell. I made a mistake, so it's unfortunate. Probably wouldn't have gone up in development trait anyway. We'll have to figure out another way. I think he should have superstar dev, right? Giants, Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Okay. I'm a Giants fan. A little bit shocked to see them there. But I don't see any development trait upgrades. Larry Fitzgerald did retire. And then defensively, Isaiah Simmons did have superstar dev. So it was very unlikely that he would have gone up to superstar X Factor there. But he is moving to middle linebacker. He'll be a great cover guy there, of course. Played a lot of middle linebacker at Clemson. Played a lot of outside linebacker at Clemson. Maybe seems like he could be a true will in the NFL. But he is on the depth chart for the Cardinals at strong safety right now. Jordan Hicks went up in development trait. Looks like Hassan Reddick also did, right? Yeah, he's up to start. Devon Kennard did as well. Everyone got upgraded. But we need the block shedding for Isaiah Simmons to go up. He should end up being a monster. He is our middle linebacker of the future. We've had him in another rebuild so far this year. Here's the difference, is that this time, he's not going to be playing outside linebacker, so we're not going to be paying him $20 million a year. That's the biggest difference. Let's go ahead and secure these guys that we want to bring back contract-wise. Kenyon Drake is 27 now. I feel like I'm less inclined to sign him for a long-term deal. I would do 3 years. I'll up the money a bit to make it worth his while, but there's a big free agent class. So Kenyon Drake can walk. That's totally fine with me. Hassan Reddick, I'm comfortable with a 5-year deal. So let's just bring up the money a little bit to make him sign. Had to bring that up because he declined it previous time. So he is back. Zane Gonzalez, we can get back in free agency if we want him. Corey Peters is regressing. Devondre Campbell, I don't want it, 28 years old. Drake Kirkpatrick, no way. J.R. Sweezy, Kelvin Beachum, Angela Blackson, no way. Just under $36 million to spend in free agency, and we could spend it on a tackle in Trent Williams. DJ Humphries got a big contract extension, but I'm not sure that he's the guy for us at only normal development. Only at 74 overall, 27 years old. Alvin Kamara could be an option for us. Kareem Hunt. We do need a kicker, right? Zane Gonzalez left. Okay, that's an option. So Marcus Williams rejected my offer, but Philip Lindsay accepts. No one wanted him, so I decided to only give him a 2-year deal and just up the money a little bit. He is 27 years old, so he's going to start to regress in his age, or after his age 28 season. But for right now, he's going to be fine. He'll work up into the starting role. I could also draft somebody, so I didn't want to, ink someone long term. So I think Philip Lindsay is a good bridge running back to somebody else. And then, it would have been a nice upgrade to our secondary, bringing in Marcus Williams to play free safety, but he didn't want to do it. Also brought in Greg the Leg Zuerlein to be our new starting kicker. And we're going to head into the NFL draft. So a lot of good players available. We're going to have a decent pick, probably near the top 10, probably inside the top 10, probably around the same place we picked last year. Number 10, Raiders have the number 1 overall pick in the draft. There's some really good players here. Let's think about what we need. Cornerback is going to be a need with Patrick Peterson regressing. Free safety is a need. Could grab a talented safety in the second round. Defensive line is certainly a big need. Could take a defensive tackle. Linebacker appears fine for right now. Could use an upgrade, but maybe not this year. And then offensively, it's offensive line. Josh Jones is a good tackle. We could maybe play him instead of Marcus Gilbert. So maybe we'll play him at right guard for this year and have Gilbert, I don't know, play there at right tackle for right now. Mason Cole is not that great. Justin Pugh, I don't love. Could take the best tight end available. This is a weird team. I don't know where we should even go with this, but I will show you guys the way this might shape up. Raiders take Penei Sewell, upgrade their offensive line. Jamar Chase to the Lions. Last time they took a receiver at number 2, worked out pretty well. Gregory Rousseau sticking in Miami from the U to the Dolphins. Tennessee Titans take Patrick Surtain the second. Football team takes Trevor Lawrence. Bye-bye Dwayne Haskins. Vikings, Micah Parsons. Jags go with Sean Wade. Another cornerback inside the top 10 for them. Dylan Moses to the Eagles. And right before us, the Bears take Justin Fields. They grab a quarterback at number 9. Bye-bye Mitch Trubisky. I think the easy pick for me here, and tackle certainly is a need, but I think Marvin Wilson is too good to pass up at this range. I mean, he's such a freak athlete. Stud player. Insane interior rusher. Block shedding, he needs a little bit of work in that department, but his athleticism does carry him sometimes. Love Marvin Wilson, one of my favorite players in the draft, and we're going to take him here at number 10. He's valued at number 10 in the class. Star or better development, rocking 69. That's nice from Marvin Wilson. I hope I didn't say Marvin Williams, but he's a stud. I mean, this guy plays so fast for a defensive tackle, you wouldn't believe it. And he is a very, very good addition to this Cardinals defense. Hamza Nasir-Dean to the Bears there in the second round. And we have a number of different options. Brevin Jordan could go with a tight end. Could go Caden Stearns to play safety for us. I'm not sure what we want to do here. A lot of guys remain unscouted. Let's take Brevin Jordan. Solid player, one of the top tight ends in the class. And he is a 71 overall. Only normal development. Good backup, I guess, to Max Williams for right now. He goes to Miami. He's a solid player. Good athlete. Yeah, he'll make the team. I don't know how much action he's going to get unless we start him over Max Williams. Jabril Cox to the Bears. Of course, you can't say Cox, so we had to use a dash. And, I don't know, Carlos Basham here. What do we want? Ardarius Washington. That's going to be my pick. He's like a LaMarcus Joyner type player. He's real small, but is really, really solid. I think good value here in the third round, so we're going to take him here. 69 overall. Nice. Star or better development. And that might be my new starting free safety. Again, he's just only bad because of his height. He's not bad. He's only slept on, for lack of a better term, because of his height. And we've seen guys like LaMarcus Joyner be super effective in the NFL. Just got to find the right role for them. I guess we'll go Seth Williams out of Auburn here. Seems to be the best value on the board. 69 overall. Nice. Normal development, number 90. We took him at 138. Doesn't offer you the best speed, but this is a guy who's going to go up there and fight for the football. Plays like he's 6'6", even though he's 6'2". And that probably will do it for the draft. Ooh, also drafted Tyreek Smith. Nice little snag by the CPU there with star or better development in the 6th round. I'll take that. So we have some options here. Could move Jordan Phillips back over. I think I'm going to leave Zach Allen there, though. He's still going to play. Lekai Fotu has some good value for us. Rashard Lawrence, another draft pick by the Cardinals this year. And I am going to start Ardarius Washington at free safety. He's also probably going to be my starting nickel corner, and then we're going to have Jalen Thompson play that role, like starting free safety, and when Ardarius Washington is in the nickel. I think it's a natural spot for him, so we're going to change that. I want Hassan Reddick, I think, to be a rush end for us. I think that makes the most sense. Maybe have him play off the ball and have just stick to what we have. I don't know. Do we trust Tyreek Smith in that? I mean, we got something to work with there. It's not like he's much worse than Devon Kennard, and he might have the same development trait or even better. He's 21 years old, so we have a lot to develop there. Byron Murphy's going to change. Christian Kirk could change. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll leave him in the slot. Have DeAndre Hopkins play on the outside. Put him in the slot last year. That's why he had those insane numbers. But I guess I will go to the depth chart. And what am I even doing here? I mean, I said I was going to change rush end. It's slot corner is what I'm changing. And I'm putting Darius Washington in the slot. Again, I know I keep talking about it, but this is my opportunity to hype up like players that I think are pretty good in real life. And Darius Washington, I think, is someone to watch in the Big 12 on defense this year. The TCU secondary is actually not too bad. They had Jeff Gladney last year, who was a first-round pick. Darius Washington is solid. Trayvon Moehrig was really, really solid as well for them. So we'll have to see what those guys can do this year. And I think I'm going to use my Coach XP and simulate to the midseason mark. I will probably load in a 2022 class as well for this one. We'll see how that plays out. And maybe quarterback training boost is what I want there. So I will simulate to week 3 first and load in a 2022 class. I'll shout out whichever one I download. We'll see. So we're going to try one out. We're going to download one for the Madden share. See how much I like it. It's going to be tough to tell now, but we will do this one from Escobar. Over 400 prospects. Good like to dislike ratio. A lot of downloads. We have my class coming up on 100,000 downloads. That's kind of neat. But I guess we'll download this 2022 class from Escobar. See what it's all about. Ooh, Keaton Slovis, number 1 overall. That's interesting. I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, he beat JT Barrett out for a job. So, not JT Barrett. What? What? Obviously meant JT Daniels there. Tyson, I don't even know who that is. I mean, obviously I wouldn't, I guess, because he doesn't play at Clemson. Maybe he's played a little bit. Is there no JT Daniels in the entire class? Brutal. I mean, he's been injured and not good, but that's just surprising to see. I mean, where did JT Daniels even transfer to, by the way? That's an interesting question. I think somewhere on the East Coast. Georgia. Went to Georgia. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, all these guys are real. Emory Jones is a fun dual threat player at Florida, even though, not Matt Corral, even though, why am I crazy? Matt Corral did play at Florida, but even though, why am I blanking on his name? He's like 6'5", Kyle Trask. Why do I keep going brain dead here today? Running back's interesting. I mean, it really is. We don't know a ton about 2022 right now, so I guess it's not extremely shocking to see some of these guys. Brew McCoy was at Texas for like a week. I mean, it's interesting to see these guys in here. I don't know that I'm gonna love this class, but we'll give it a shot for the sake of the video. There's Zach Pickens, spells Zach with 2 C's. No way. He does. Why? What is the point? Why would you do that to him? Oh, my lord. Derek Stingley is not listed as the #1 corner. That's brutal. I mean, I'm not sure that I've ever seen a better freshman year from a player. Derek Stingley was unbelievable. Also, a little bit frustrating here because I have Paris Ford in my class because he's draft eligible this year. So there will probably be some overlap. A little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Mid-season mark. We are 5-3, doing a lot better. Actually leading the NFC West here, as Chandler Jones is an impending free agent and worthy of a contract extension. Christian Kirk in the same boat. Not a ton of big-name free agents for us, though. Chase Edmonds can walk. I don't really want Max Williams back. But these top 2, I think, definitely. And Chandler Jones will not be cheap. Not that I expected him to be, but we'll offer him a 4-year deal, and he wants more money. Frustrating. Christian Kirk wants a big contract. I think he probably deserves it. He'll likely get close to a 90 overall during this thing, so he's someone who I want to keep around for sure. Just snuck into the playoffs at 9-7. Won the division, though, although we do have to play in the wild card. 23rd best offense. Why is Kyler Murray not throwing any touchdowns? Second best defense, though, so the defense really balled out. Love to see that. Points scored 23rd, so the offense just really isn't playing that well. The defense was awesome. Our offense just didn't come to play. Kyler Murray, I know a lot of yards. Just I don't really think this is a good year. 20 touchdowns, 17 picks. You just don't like to see that at all. Phillip Lindsay was good. Receiving, Christian Kirk had a really good year. DeAndre Hopkins kind of did whatever. This playbook is not doing it for me right now. Defensively, Isaiah Simmons, crazy year. Love that. 117 tackles, 4 for loss, 2.5 sacks, 3 picks. 8 sacks from Chandler Jones led the team, though, but it seems like we got a lot of pressure overall. 5 picks for Pat Pete. Love that. Yearly awards. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Don't see Kyler Murray, not a shock. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Matt Ryan. No Cardinals. Defensive Player of the Year is Khalil Mack. Isaiah Simmons at 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Justin Fields. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Dylan Moses. Marvin Wilson at 3. Ardarius Washington at 6. Tyreek Smith at 8. We have home field advantage, but can the Cowboys knock us out of the playoffs? Probably. Yeah, of course they did. Beat us by 3, and we are headed to the offseason. Season number 2. Offseason. Let's get it. Oh, yeah, Chandler Jones needs an extension. He's down to a 93. He's going down about 1 overall every year and just wants a lot more money. I can't offer him a 4-year deal. That just can't happen. 3 years is probably still a little much. I'm going to have to bump up the money if I want him. And he is back for the next 3 years. He'll probably end up going down to like an 87. But that'll be fine. J.J. Watt is here. Jair Alexander is here. Pat Pete's down to an 82. J.J. Watt would be a big addition, but Ryan Ramczak's a player I'm certainly going after. DJ Humphries is just getting paid so much. I don't want this contract. I don't want this contract at all. Justin Pugh, same deal. Almost feel like I should cut him. I'll add him to the trade block, see if anyone wants him. Jordan Phillips is getting paid this much? Are you kidding me? I'm going to straight up cut Devon Kennard. No point in having him. And I was about to cut somebody else as well. I'll just leave it like that for now. Freed up some cap space with the cutting of... Who did I even just cut? I remember it was Devon Kennard. And I do want Ryan Ramczyk. I want to actually bump up my offer on Leighton Vander Esch. This is someone we need. Okay, so we got Leighton Vander Esch. That's a really, really big signing. Now we have one of the best inside linebacker cores in the league. It's not really a core. Isaiah Simmons could move to the outside. I don't really want to have that happen. I want to keep him where he is. Jordan Hicks is the next guy on his way out, probably. Might end up trading him. Ardarius Washington had star development. Marvin Wilson, superstar. Tyreek Smith, superstar. Did he get? I guess he had that. Okay. And I mean, we could start Tyreek Smith with superstar development. Why would I not at this point? I am going to cut Justin Pugh. I don't want this contract. He's a 74 overall, 32 years old. He just really brings me nothing. And I probably should cut DJ Humphries as well. He's just getting paid so much for not being amazing. I could use it to bring in some amazing players. But we're going to hold on to him for now. Interesting free agency. So, Daron Payne, I offered like 50 points on him. You know, pretty cheap contract in general when no other team offered him. And then another team came in and offered him big time. And then I had to up my offer on Ryan Ramczyk because it was kind of like the same deal. And then Trey Turner, I just got for like 2 years. No one offered him. He's getting paid like nothing. So, really big upgrade on Justin Pugh. He'll probably play right guard instead. So, I guess they're not really competing there. And we could move Josh Jones over. And I don't know. I should probably just start Josh Jones at left tackle and get rid of DJ Humphries. But we need an upgrade at left guard. Could use a better tight end. I know we drafted Brevin Jordan last time. And then defensively, I'm still sticking with Ardarius Washington. I think Tyreek Smith is going to start at left end. This team just might be better suited for a 4-3. It is. It just is. Fifth-year options, Kyler Murray. Yeah, we're going to pick that up. He's going to sign a huge contract next season, so we're going to pick it up for now, delay that slightly, and head to the draft. So we pick at number 19. Dolphins on the clock at number 1. This might be a scenario where I look to trade up because I want one of these top cornerbacks. I prefer Derek Stingley. I don't know how good he's going to be in this class. The other corner looks significantly better. But I will trade up if I have to. There goes Sheridan Jones. Zach Pickens to the Bengals. This might be an area where I like to trade up. Football teams on the clock. I really don't want to let Derek Stingley drop. So this is my opportunity to move up. So we're trading Jalen Thompson. Our Darius Washington's going to be starting free safety, so I don't really need him. And number 10 projected next year, so a first-round pick next year for number 8. This is where I'm taking Derek Stingley. I think he'll be good to play in a year. We're adding an LSU cornerback to play with Patrick Peterson. This is the same strategy with Tyrann Mathieu. A little bit different of a situation, though. And Derek Stingley will join the Cardinals. 77 overall, ranked number 2 in the class. Drafted him at number 8. Star, better development, 95 speed, 74 man, 72 zone. Really, really good pick for us. Nice hit power as well. Derek Stingley, monster corner that was had a crazy freshman year, and we didn't even have to trade number 19 in the draft. So we're still gonna have another first round pick here. I don't know what position I want to take. All the top quarterbacks are still available. What do we want here? Sam Cosmi is in here as a 7th round talent. I don't think he's going to be in this class. He might end up being in this draft class, but probably not. And as a 7th round talent, when he could be a first round pick this year, I know I'm a Texas fan, but that is some wild disrespect. I'm going to take a tackle. Question is, which one do I want? Logan Brown or Charles Cross? They both look pretty similar. I think Logan Brown looks slightly better, so he's going to be my pick here. Only normal development, 72 overall. Looks pretty good. Solid strength, good run blocking. Why is Keaton Slovis still available? Can I pass on him? It's the 2nd round. We have Kyler Murray. I'm going to take probably Ayo there. Texas Beast. All right, come on, Ayodele. Where is he listed? Not defensive tackle. All right, listed outside linebacker. So we're going to go ahead and pick him up. Welcome to the team. Only normal development, 70 overall. He's a pretty good player for the Texas defense. One of the better linebackers on the team. But, I think Joseph Osai still probably has the edge, no pun intended there, as the best linebacker on the team. He's come off the edge. The joke works. Round 3, Merlin Robertson, only first-round guy still there. Only normal dev, number 32. Took him at 83. Hate how he's wearing number 8. But it offers us pretty good speed. Good special teamer, maybe. Why are so many undrafted players auto-scouted? I'm unsure. We're going to take Jamari Salyer out of Georgia. Nice overall. Nice jersey number. Any nice stats for him? Nice awareness. But that will be the end of the 2022 NFL Draft. We will head into season number 3. So this will be the team for season number 3. Looks pretty good. It is certainly coming along. Offensive line is still in like a meh place, but the addition of Ryan Ramczyk, Trey Turner should do wonders for us. And then defensively, defense is starting to look really, really good. A lot of color around here with the superstar dev and only one superstar X Factor, but everyone has better than normal development, thankfully. And then specialist, I'm going to have Derek Stingley in the slot for his first year. I am probably going to put DeAndre Hopkins back as our main slot, just to get him the most targets since he is the best receiver on this team, the best player on the offense, best player on the whole team, actually. So we'll go ahead and make that change. And now auto scouting is on. Auto-generated draft class for the final year or two here. So we will simulate to the midseason mark. Should be a team that's capable of making the playoffs again. Oh, it doesn't look good after a Week 8 loss. Where are we? 2-5-1. Why? Why? All right. You don't take your time with the loading. DeAndre Hopkins is an impending free agent. Phillip Lindsay, I can let walk. Byron Murphy, I want back. Patrick Peterson, I can probably let go as well. Maybe a 1-year deal or franchise tag him if he doesn't accept. DeAndre Hopkins is super expensive. He signed a big contract in real life. I guess it's not in the game right now. Yeah, only a 1-year deal for Pat Pete. He's our 3rd cornerback now. We could improve the bonus at some point. DJ Humphries, I am not paying 18 mil, but 2 years, 8 mil, really not too bad. And he wants more money. Okay. Jordan Phillips is gone. Jordan Hicks is gone. That's fine. Wow, snuck into the playoffs. 9-6-1. Okay. Pleased with that. 11th best offense. Kyler Murray still refuses to throw a lot of touchdowns. 18th best defense. What were we in terms of points, though? That could be telling. 15th points. It's not amazing. And then 12. Why is this a playoff team with those rankings? You guys were super average. I mean, I guess 9-6-1 isn't exactly a tremendous record. We started off really bad, though. A lot of losses and a tie. And then the second half of the season was amazing. Only lost to the Saints, but other than that, won every game. So, big way to bounce back for this team. Gotta love that. We will check out the statistics, though. Kyler Murray, good year. Again, not a whole ton of touchdowns. 30's good, but not amazing. 15 picks. Rushing, Phillip Lindsay was not too good. Receiving, DeAndre Hopkins was awesome. Christian Kirk, 0 touchdowns. So if they're second receiver on the depth chart and not in the slot, they will not catch a touchdown all year. Larry Fitzgerald and now Christian Kirk. D-Hop with a great year. Nuke there. Defensively, Isaiah Simmons with another really, really good year. 2.5 sacks, 5 picks, 9 tackles for loss. Love that. 15 tackles for loss and 18 sacks from Chandler Jones. 11.5 sacks from Leighton Vander Esch? Why? He's an outside linebacker in a 4-3. How does he have 11.5 sacks? I'll never know. Interceptions, 5 for Isaiah Simmons, 4 for Byron Murphy. Who did Tyreek Smith? He had 5.5. I don't know. I don't know how Leighton Vander Esch had so many sacks. It would almost be better to play Isaiah Simmons in that role, but I'm not moving him to outside linebacker because I don't want to pay him like an outside linebacker. I want to pay him like a middle linebacker. Dak wins MVP. No Cardinals? Really? NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Dak Prescott. Kyler Murray at 5. Defensive Player of the Year, Deion Jones. Isaiah Simmons at 2. Chandler Jones at 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year, John Emery. Zonovan Knight for us at 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Derek Stingley Jr. There we go. Brian Gordon at 7. Ayo there at number 9. All right, let's see what we can do in the wild card. What can we do? Can we beat the Cowboys? Ooh, yes, 24-17. That's what I like to see. I got to use some Coach XP as we're going to upgrade the team here. Only the guys that are not auto-upgraded. People yell at me sometimes, like, you got to upgrade the team. It's like, auto-upgrades on. They're getting upgraded. I'm not leaving them unupgraded. All right, huge matchup here in the playoffs. Both teams combined won 17 games. Very, very small amount here. But 9 wins versus 8 wins, I mean, it's amazing. Both made the playoffs and both moved on. And we moved on. And now the conference championship, as we crush the Panthers 34-6, is, again, 9 wins against 9 wins. A very small amount of wins. 18 here as Byron Murphy goes up to an 88 overall. Should we jump into this one? Nah, we'll simulate to the Super Bowl. We'll do one more year after this either way, so we don't necessarily need to win the Super Bowl, but we made it. And in the Super Bowl is another 9-win team, the Baltimore Ravens. So we'll see the team. Players might have been upgraded in terms of development trait, and also, as you can see there, overall. So, I mean, all these playoffs teams have won 9 games, 8 games, 9 games, 9 games. And I don't really see any notable development trait upgrades here. It does happen in the Super Bowl week, so defensively maybe. Oh, Derek Stingley was Superstar X Factor. Did he have that or did he get that? Oh, he had it. Yeah, pretty good player. Pretty good player. I don't see anyone. Oh, just kidding. Isaiah Simmons went up to Superstar X Factor. Love that. Isaiah Simmons, monster now. Team is starting to look really, really good. Jordan Phillips is going to be gone. We're going to need to upgrade a defensive tackle, but the rest looks fantastic. We will jump in here as the Microsoft Surface sticks through my coach's body. Super Bowl Arizona. We're playing at home for the Super Bowl. 88 overall against the 86 overall Ravens. Let's get it. Calais Campbell, a Super Bowl rematch against his former team. Yeah, not the Jaguars. People are like, oh, you played on the Jaguars. When do we have the Cardinals? Google it. That's when. All right. Off to an early lead, 3-0. But the Ravens answer right back with a field goal of their own and then a stop like near the goal line. But we get a big stop as well and a score. But the Ravens score before the first half comes to a close. Second half now. Ravens go on top 17-10. But we are answering with a field goal. Ravens with another touchdown and a stop and a score. And all our timeouts are gone now. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds to score 11 points. It's going to be too little too late, whatever we do, probably. Let's just have DeAndre Hopkins be better and just throw the ball up to him. Roll that away. Why is that thrown back towards the middle of the field when he's wide open on the sideline? Not like we would have won anyway. Great throw there, Kyler. I hate how the CPU does that. They bounce the guys off the sideline when they're wide open, and I choose to throw it to them when they're wide open on the sideline. They're like, what if I ran back towards the middle of the field where the ball is going now? Terrible. So we lose in the Super Bowl here. I don't really like jumping in because I like to build the team and see what the team can do in simulation. And this time, we got the short end of the stick there, lose to the Ravens in the Super Bowl. We'll do one more year, see what we can do. Hopefully, this one ends in a Super Bowl victory, but this team, has made it to the Super Bowl. We've accomplished the goal of actually rebuilding the team. We'll see what happens in the offseason. I don't want Phillip Lindsay back. I don't really want Patrick Peterson back now at a 78 overall. It'd be nice if he just retired so he could retire as a Cardinal, but not going to do it. Not going to bring back DJ Humphries either. We can have Josh Jones play that role if we want, but I think more than likely we're going to be able to draft a tackle who's a 70 overall or something like that that'll play. And maybe even David DeCastro in free agency would be a good move. Devin Singletary, no offers. How about come to Arizona? How did I not get David DeCastro, man? We got Devin Singletary. How did David DeCastro reject? I offered him a massive contract. That's wild. That's wild that he rejected. 105 points. I feel like I even put in more than that. And still, it was no good. And I didn't get Charvarius Ward either. They're killing me. Isaiah Simmons, we'll pick up his 5th-year option. Not even that it matters, though. But yes, we will keep him around. Isaiah Simmons equals beast. Also, probably a good time to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed already. Would help me out quite a bit. And I need a good third corner. Don't have a lot of cornerback depth, even though these guys aren't anything special. We'll just bring Patrick Peterson back. I mean, it's a 1-year deal. It's essentially worth nothing. We don't want him to go to another team anyway. So even if he's a 4th corner on this team, we'll bring Pat Pete back. Can't have him go anywhere else. Or can't have anything happen. Can we get going here? We got Pat Pete. And it is time for the draft. Only a 2nd-round pick here. Might end up moving up depending on how the draft board looks. Quan Haywood looks very good, but we won't be able to trade up that high. Don't really need a receiver. Don't need a quarterback. Don't really need a running back. Lindsey Gatewood doesn't look like anything to write home about. Don't really need a receiver. Oh, a baller. Ooh, 1st-round talent, the 4th round. Skip the combine. Said, hey, Roger Goodell. Nah. Skip the combine merch. Link is in the description if you guys want to check that out. Could go with Floyd Tucker. Heard Chris Evans had his ding-dong trending today on Twitter. I didn't really look too far into it. I'm not like that. But could maybe draft him. Another baller, Larry Montague. Anthony Truman looks pretty good. A lot of good defensive linemen in this class, and we, I guess, could use one. I mean, there are good players available, but there's not really a whole big reason to trade up or what pick I'd even trade up to. We'll just see what's available at the end of the 2nd round. Oh, Jose McClain is available. Yes. Only normal development for being a baller. That kind of stinks, but he is our new probably backup tight end, probably. Probable backup tight end. Good speed, good catching. Good catch in traffic. He'll be a good backup tight end. I mean, that's all it is. And then in the 3rd round, we'll take Caleb Culliver. Ooh. What a pick here. Supposed to go in the 6th round. He's number 17 in the class with star or better development. 74 overall. Good block shedding. Not really much of a pass rusher there. Just because he's not much of a pass rusher. Pass rusher? Jesus Christ. Doesn't mean he can't play a big role on our team. So we'll find a spot for him. Where is Lamont Gaillard? Was he a free agent? I didn't notice. Oh, well, that sucks. So this will be the team for the 4th and final season. Devin Singletary is a new addition to the squad, and the defense really looks awesome. Culliver will be starting now. He's kind of the one, like, I don't know, down spot of this team, and he's not even bad. I mean, he's a 74 overall with star or better development. Who knows how good he can end up being. So this is a really solid team, and the CPU seems to just be drafting like star or better development players all over the place now, but I can't seem to draft them ever. It's because I suck. Mid-season mark, we are 6-2. I will take that. We are definitely trending towards a playoff spot, which is where we want to be. Player progression, we will do tight end probably. Always better to be a tight end than a wide receiver. You know what I mean? So I guess without further ado, we'll go ahead and simulate to the playoffs. CPU's going to upgrade the players. Not really worth worrying about re-signing anybody because we're not playing a season after this. So this is for all the marbles. Looks like we're going to be an easy playoff team starting at 6-2, provided we don't have some crazy collapse, which I guess could happen, and we do the inverse of what happened a season or two ago. But we got a first-round bye, went 11-5, even with a loss in Week 17. Still got that first-round bye. Kyler Murray seems to have his career best year as our offense was awesome, but our defense also was incredible. Definitely Kyler Murray's best year. Rushing, Devin Singletary was quite good. And Kyler Murray, even as a running QB, was quite good as well. Receiving, D-Hop, 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. Christian Kirk with a very good year. Brevin Jordan was pretty good as well. Seth Williams had a lot of catches. Isaiah Simmons with another fantastic year. Chandler Jones, 17 tackles for loss. Also 15 sacks, which led the team. Hassan Reddick with 7 sacks, 5.5 for Leighton Vander Esch, Isaiah Simmons, and Marvin Wilson. Interceptions, we got 2 for Isaiah Simmons. Jamal Rowe. I don't know. Byron Murphy also had 2. Pat Pete also had 2. We're getting a lot of guys that are seeing the field here. Kyler Murray wins MVP. Okay. Love that. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, also Kyler Murray. Not shockingly. Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. No Cardinals. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Mike Smith. Jose McClain at 3. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Jose Villalobos. And no Cardinals in there. How do we have no Cardinals? Did I miss something? I mean, we had a defensive tackle that should have been playing a lot. It almost looked like our defense was set up in a 3-4, though, somehow, based on the stats, which was very strange. This is what the team looks like for the playoff run. Kyler Murray's up to a 93 overall. Show me superstar development. We still don't know? That's insane. How did he not play 500 snaps in a full year? That's why I think this is set up like a 3-4, because Rowe is playing a ton, and Culver is not really playing much at all. That's just so odd, because I'm in a 4-3 defense. The playbook is a 4-3. The scheme is 4-3. Why are we set up like a 3-4? Like, I know there are 3-4 sets in a 4-3 defense, and like, on occasion, and I know that part of the 4-3 under is occasionally transitioning to a 3-4, but it's just a little bit odd. We're going to see if we can beat my favorite team in real life, the Giants, there in the divisional, to advance to the conference championship, and we cannot. That is unfortunate. But this was definitely a really fun rebuild to do. Really fun team. This is what it ends up looking like. I want to see the development trade upgrades if we got any. Kyler Murray somehow did not go up to Superstar X Factor. Unreal. And then defensively, Culver only had star, so nothing to write home about. But a really, really good team. We were pretty successful. Made the Super Bowl last year. Made the playoffs pretty much every year. So love to see that. I would consider this rebuild a success. But that is going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.
We'll